Well, we have certainly had a very wet start to the week, and we're continuing this theme for a little bit longer. So periods of rain on and off throughout the day, all of this moisture stretching across the southeast is going to stick around through today and even into the start of tomorrow. Then we will start to see some drier weather begin to work on in. Now, with that being said, overnight lows really mild, and you'll notice our temperatures this afternoon also going to be mild. In fact, a little bit warmer than yesterday. Most of us will top out in the low to mid 60s, and it will become quite breezy at times as we head throughout this afternoon and into this evening. That's also going to bring in periods of some steady rain at times. Now, at least the first half of the day, we're looking at very scattered showers in nature, so you'll still see some breaks in the activity, not going to be a washout throughout the entire first half of the day. But I will say, moving into this afternoon and evening, rain will become steady at times. And there will also be that possibility of seeing a few embedded thunderstorms as we get on into the later part of Tuesday afternoon. So you can see all these vibrant colors. That's indicating that potential for some thunderstorms, especially with our temperatures so warm and feeling that humidity really starting to settle on in. That's going to be something we'll need to keep a very close eye on. 3, 4, 5, even 6 o'clock this evening. And then a lot of this moisture will stick around until late tonight. Now, once we get on into early Wednesday morning, we are finally on the tail end of this moisture. But again, it is going to be steady at times. So our rain totals are going to add up fairly quickly during this time frame. But let's stop the clock here at 6:30 in the morning on Wednesday. Notice western North Carolina starting to dry on out, at least for the time being. The rest of us quickly drying on out shortly after that. But as colder air starts to filter on in, that brings that possibility for some higher elevation snow. The rest of us will certainly be much drier as we head throughout late morning and into the afternoon on Wednesday. But again, that mountain snow is going to be possible, short-lived, but it is going to be something we'll keep a close eye on as well. Otherwise, much drier weather will start to work on in the rest of the day Wednesday, and then that'll settle on in by late week. So overall rainfall totals, at least through the end of the day on Tuesday, we're looking at anywhere from 1 to 2 inches, and then additional rainfall will continue to fall Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. So a good soaking rainfall with that possibility of seeing some localized flooding. So we'll keep a close eye on that. For the time being, rain heavy at times, especially this afternoon and into the evening, with the possibility of seeing a few embedded thunderstorms. Moving into tonight and early Wednesday morning, we'll see the last little bit of that rain work on in and then clear on out by Wednesday afternoon. That will be associated with much colder conditions, though, as we head towards late week. Highs will drop quite a bit, with highs only near 50 degrees Thursday and into Friday for the upstate. And for western North Carolina, we'll see those afternoon highs get into the 40s, so much colder and quieter conditions will return by the end of the week. Well, it has been a bit of a gloomy start to the week. Yesterday, we had some showers on and off throughout the day. Similar setup today. However, we're starting to get into more of an active weather pattern moving on into this afternoon. And that's due to actually quite a bit of moisture and even some strong storms a little bit further west, moving through parts of Alabama and now approaching Georgia. This will eventually lift into the rest of northeast Georgia and the Carolinas over the next several hours. So you can anticipate things starting to pick up very quickly in activity. Now, as far as what we can expect with this system, it is going to bring us periods of heavy rainfall as we move throughout the afternoon and evening, and that'll still be sticking around through tonight and into tomorrow morning. So with that being said, that does bring the possibility of some isolated flooding across our region. So we are in a medium flood threat right now through the end of the day today, as our rainfall totals are going to quickly ramp on up over the next several hours. So let's time things out. I would say now is about the quietest of the activity that we're going to see, because by the time we're getting towards 1, 2, 3 o'clock, that activity becomes more widespread and even heavy at times. There is that low end chance that any storms that do develop could become strong to severe. Again, it's on the lower side, but something to watch very closely as we head towards, I would say, anywhere from about 3 to 7 o'clock this afternoon and into the evening. But even if you don't see any storms or hear any rumbles of thunder, you're still going to be dealing with heavy downpours. So that evening commute, it is going to be a messy one. Now, this will stick around through Tuesday night, moving on into Wednesday morning. So yes, we are looking at steady periods of rain on and off throughout that entire time frame, and then waking up early Wednesday morning, starting to see things somewhat dry out towards western North Carolina. The rest of us, we are on the final bit of this moisture, but then colder air starts to filter on in, which brings the possibility of seeing some higher elevation snow beginning to develop. Now, by late morning into the early afternoon, most of us are drying on out, might even see a few breaks of sunshine develop towards the afternoon. But notice right towards the Tennessee, North Carolina line, that's when we see that possibility of seeing some higher elevation snow. As the day moves on, most of us dry things out, and then much colder conditions begin to filter on in, also bringing in very gusty winds throughout the next 24 hours. Now, as far as the rainfall potential goes, this has actually gone up since earlier this morning. Right now, we are looking at anywhere from 2 to possibly 3 inches of rainfall all said and done, but at least through the end of the day today, most of us on average 1 to 3 inches. So it is going to be one of those days where not everyone sees the higher end of those totals, but you can see where the swath of moisture works in across the region. So depending on where you are, of course, will depend on how much moisture you see over the next several hours, in particular late this afternoon into tonight. But it's still going to be a very active weather pattern for us as we move on into today and into tomorrow morning. Things will finally clear out Wednesday afternoon, and then we'll have a beautiful stretch of weather for us Thursday and Friday. Lots of sunshine, but it will come with a major cool down. Then we'll start to see our temperatures gradually rise a little bit more by this weekend. And for western North Carolina, some areas could potentially see some higher elevation snow early on Wednesday, and then more sunshine and colder conditions to follow.